Hello guys, welcome to a reading vlog. It is now September and I'm in the mood to read some scary books. So I went to the library and picked up Christine by Stephen King, and I'm about to read my first Stephen King book. I tried to pick one that I've heard is quite mild compared to some of his other works. So it is quite a chunky book. I think it's like 700 pages. From what I've heard, this is about like a haunted car or something like that. And on the back it says, "This is the story of a lover's triangle. It was bad from the start and it got worse in a hurry." It's love at first sight for high school student Arnie Cunningham when he and his best friend Dennis Gilder spot the dilapidated 1958 red and white Plymouth Fury for sale, dubbed Christine by its original cantankerous owner, resting away on the front lawn of their suburban Pennsylvania neighborhood. It's been quite a long time since I've read a scary book, but it's September and October is approaching, so I thought this would be a great way to kick off the spooky season. Okay, I'm a few chapters into the book, and the story follows these two high school boys named Dennis and Arnie. They're best friends, and Arnie ends up buying a really old car, and he starts to fix it up, and I can already tell there's weird things going on, especially with Arnie and his car, because Arnie is just becoming very defensive about this car, and he talks about this car as if it's a person, which is a little weird. And he starts spending all his time just fixing up this car and withdrawing from his family. I'm not sure where exactly the story is going from here, but I do know that there are weird things going on with Arnie and this car. The weather today is rainy and cloudy and just very gloomy, so I thought it would be the perfect kind of day to go to the library. So here I am at the library. I know I'm already reading a book, but it can't hurt to just have a browse around, see if there's anything that catches my attention. But an update on Christine. So I have started listening to the audiobook as well, and I really like the narrator for the audiobook. I feel like he does such a good job with all the different voices. And I just finished part 1 and now I'm on to part 2. And part 1 is from the point of view of Dennis, and then part 2 switches into the point of view of Arnie. And it's really interesting because I don't think I would have picked up on this if I hadn't listened to the audiobook, but Arnie's voice is like changing. Like the narrator who does the voice for Arnie, over time his voice for Arnie is like changing, and I wonder if that's like foreshadowing in any way. I'm not sure, but it is interesting that Arnie is really changing a lot. I'm not gonna say any more so that there aren't any spoilers, but I will say that Stephen King's writing is so easy to read and understand. Granted, this is the first book I've read of his, but I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know why I thought it was not going to be easy to read, but this book is so fast and easy to read and understand. Although I am only like halfway through the book, I will say that I think this is a good place to start if you want to start reading a Stephen King book and you've never read one before, because it isn't really super scary. Maybe it does get scary and I just haven't gotten there yet, but so far we've been good. So I'm gonna go into the library, browse around, and just enjoy the beginning of autumn. I know autumn doesn't officially start until October, but I say it starts in September and it's rainy, so let's go have a browse around. I picked up 2 more books from the library, and the first one is The Book of Three. I've never heard of this, but I was just browsing through the aisles. I came across it, and the cover really caught my attention. It's almost like medieval looking, but apparently this book was written in the 1960s, and I believe it's a children's fantasy. So the inside says, blending rich elements of Welsh legend and universal mythology, Lloyd Alexander creates the imaginary kingdom of Prydain to tell a tale of enchantment, both good and evil, and the assistant pig keeper who wants to become a hero. That just sounded really cute. There's even a little pig on the cover. So it's really short. I thought I could just sit down, give this a read, see how I like it. And yeah, so that's the first book. The second book I brought home is called Green Glass House by Kate Milford. And this is the winner of the Edgar Award for Best Juvenile Mystery. And I thought the cover of this also was just really cute. It's like this greenhouse, and on the back it says, it's winter time at Green Glass House. The creaky smuggler's inn is always quiet during this season, and 12-year-old Milo, the innkeeper's adopted son, plans to spend his holidays relaxing. But on the first icy night of vacation, out of nowhere, the guest bell rings. Then it rings again and again. Soon Milo's home is bursting with odd, secretive guests, each one bearing a strange story that is somehow connected to the rambling old house. So I guess this takes place during winter, but because it's a mystery, I still feel like it'll be a good autumn read. So yeah, those are the books I picked up. But I am going to keep reading Christine, and between reading the book and listening to the audiobook, I think I can finish this within the next couple of days. They actually have Christine here at Target for 20% off. The Shining. Maybe I should read this one next. Oh my gosh, there's a face in the snow. That's kind of scary. I feel like this is going to be scarier than Christine. I have finished reading Christine, and I know this is horror, and usually people die in horror. Usually a lot of people die in horror, but I was not prepared for this ending. It's not quite what I was expecting. Am I sad about some of the characters that did not survive? Yeah. But I'm not going to give too much away in case you haven't read Christine. I would read more of Stephen King's books. I'm actually looking forward to trying another one of his books because while this was a little bit scary, I think because it falls more into like paranormal horror, it didn't scare me as much because I was like, yeah, this is like not real, versus like psychopath serial killers, which just like freak me out. So yes, I really enjoyed Christine. I'll have to look into some of his other books for the spooky season, but I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have read any of Stephen King's books and which one is your favorite, and I will see you guys again very soon.